Hello again. So we've covered the syllabus overview, the aims of the syllabus, right? And now moving on, the content. So I've got again the 2024 syllabus and the 2022 syllabus both open here. The 2024 syllabus on the right. And what we can see here, right, some of the major changes, there are more, but what really strikes out first of all is that paper 1 and paper 2 have been reassigned. Paper 1 recently or previously used to be the writing paper, having directed writing and composition or creative writing, and paper 2 used to be reading. Now paper 1 is the reading paper and paper 2 is writing. Secondly, the time allotment for these papers has changed. The reading paper used to be an hour and 45 minutes and the writing paper an hour and 30 minutes. Now each of these is 2 hours. The weightage remains the same, 50% for each paper. The marks, however, have changed for paper 2 according to the 2024 syllabus, which is the writing paper. It previously used to be worth 60 marks, but it has been changed to 50. The reading paper was 50 marks previously as well, and it still is. So you've got an even 50-50 for marks and 50% and 50% each for the weightage. Right. So what are the assessment objectives? Well, the assessment objectives are subcategorized as the reading objectives and the writing objectives. And there are 5 of each. So let's take a look at the reading objectives first. Demonstrating an understanding of explicit meanings, right? Explicit meanings is what is clearly stated in the text. You don't really have to worry too much about it. You don't really have to delve deep and put in a lot of mental effort and exercise, right? It's just given there in the text. You need to find it and write it down. Then is demonstrating understanding of implicit meaning and attitudes. Now here is where the mental exercise comes in, because what will be given in the text are hints towards something, but whatever is being asked, it will not be clearly stated in the text. And so what we'll need to do is find those hints, think about them, and then come up with an answer for whatever has been asked. Thirdly is analyze, evaluate, and develop facts, ideas, and opinions using appropriate support from the text, right? So this is reading objectives in general. Where this will come into play, whether in the reading paper or writing paper, depends, right? And given the changes to the directed writing format, as we'll come to, this is very much applicable to that question in the writing paper. So analyze, evaluate, and develop facts, ideas, and opinions, right? So you'll be given texts and we'll have to take a look at them, find the main ideas or the opinions or the ideas or the facts or whatever's been expressed. You need to work through them, organize them, and all of this using support, taking support from the text that is provided. Then we have demonstrate understanding of how writers achieve effects and influence readers. So the way the writer says something, okay, the choice of words, the sentence structure, the mood or tone, whether it's given directly or more often figuratively or metaphorically, whether it's stated clearly or whether it's hinted towards, and the effect it has, how it influences the reader, how it makes the reader feel about whatever is being discussed in that part of the text, overall called writer's effect, right? So having an understanding of that, and then select and use information for specific purposes. This is for both the comprehension text and the summary text, right? And also for the directed writing text as well, but more so for the comprehension and the summary. Next, we have the writing objectives. The first one being articulate, experience, and express what is thought, felt, and imagined. So being able to clearly put in writing and express what you're thinking, what you've thought out, right? What you're imagining as a narrative or a descriptive, what you're feeling, to be able to clearly express that and present that to the reader. Organize and structure ideas and opinions for deliberate effect, right? So, as mentioned in the reading objectives, how writers achieve effect, when the student is writing, they should also be able to, a certain extent, be able to present their ideas and opinions to produce a certain effect for the reader, which would be the examiner, right? And so, for example, a narrative to make the reader feel a certain way about a situation, or a character in a descriptive be able to imagine being in that setting, being so vividly described by the student, right? So that's the second writing objective. The third one, use a range of vocabulary and sentence structures appropriate to context, right? So again, as mentioned earlier, vocabulary is very important. Proper vocabulary, standard English is very important. And the sentence structure, whether we're going to be using simple sentences, compound, complex, whichever ones they are, the punctuations that go along with it, right, which is mentioned later on. So all of that appropriate to context, appropriate to what is being conveyed and how it's being conveyed, all of that very important. Use register appropriate to context, right? So are you excited? Are you serious? Are you trying to persuade someone, right? Your writing should your writing should reflect what it is that you're trying to achieve, your mood, your purpose, okay? And whether it's formal or informal. So all of that is achieved again through vocabulary, through sentence structure, through punctuation. And speaking about punctuation, the fifth writing objective, make accurate use of spelling, punctuation, and grammar, right? So the spelling should be correct, the punctuation should be appropriate, knowing where the comma should be, the full stops, obviously, and everything else, right? And grammar. Seriously, I mean, grammar. So again, an overview. So the reading paper and the writing paper have a touch of the other, right? Paper one, which is the reading paper, is obviously more focused or highly focused on the reading objectives, but it has a touch of the writing objectives as well, because you'll be writing out the summary or the comprehension answers, right? And then the writing paper is obviously focused on the writing objectives, but there's a part for reading objective as well. And this is specifically for the directed writing task, which will have text to base the directed writing on,